Hi Year 7, it's Mr. Wilson here again. When I was making my cup of tea with an insulator the other day, I thought I should do a really scientific experiment and measure how much the temperature changes to make sure that what I saw was correct. So I've got my kettle of boiling water again, and I'm going to measure the temperature change. I'm going to very carefully measure exactly 100 millilitres of hot water into each of my cups. So that's 100 millilitres going into the fabric one. Very carefully, that's just 100 metres from my measuring cylinder, goes into my paper beaker. Again, let's be very careful. 100 millilitres exactly from my measuring cylinder into my metal foil beaker, and the last one, 100 millilitres. Measured it very exactly with my measuring cylinder into my one with no insulation at all. Now I hope what you can see along the front is that I've written each of the 4 beakers and I've put that they start at 100 degrees. I know they start at 100 degrees because that's the temperature that I boiled my water at. I've got my stopwatch running and I'm going to time for a minute, and after 1 minute I'll measure the temperature of each of them and see which one has changed by the most. We know the one that changes the temperature most has transferred out the most energy, which means it's the best conductor. The one that changes temperature the least has not transferred out very much energy, so it must be the best insulator. We've got about 10 more seconds to wait, and then I'm going to measure the temperatures and see how much they've changed. Okay, here we go. I'll come round your side of the desk. Here's my pen. I'm going to look at my thermometer and I can see that this water is now at 80 degrees. The paper one is now at 78 degrees. The metal foil is down at, 70 degrees. And finally, the one with no insulation at all, that's really cooled down. That one's down at 63 degrees. So I'm going to write down how much each of them has changed. This has gone down 37 degree change. This one has had a change of 30 degrees. This one's had a change of 22 degrees. And this one's had a change of 20 degrees. So last lesson, I had a feel of them and I said, I think this one's the best insulator and I think this is the best conductor. Well, today I've used a thermometer and a measuring cylinder and a stopwatch to measure like a scientist, and I've proved that this one has lost the most energy, so it's the most conducting. And this one has lost the least energy, so it's the most insulating. There's a very good experiment.